Hello, this is Brennan, and welcome to Musings of the Mind. Today we're going to be talking about compartmentalization as it applies to the outside world. Because in the inner world, the more different ways you partition your life, based on reality, not based on some fantasy world, but the more you partition your life, and the more distinct you make them, like isolating your family life from your professional life, and isolating your professional life from your friends, and making these very distinct boundaries. The more you do that, the more legs you'll have, and the harder you'll be to off balance in life. This is an inner world technique. Now we're gonna use this, and we're gonna apply this technique on the outside. Learning equals distinction making, and learning equals observation. In order to, let's say, I wanted to do something. Let's say I wanted to learn cooking. And let's see, I wanted to pick, so first of all, I need to pick a cuisine. So let's go with, what would be a good cuisine to go with? Indian cuisine. Why not? Gotta pick something? So you pick that. Okay, we've compartmentalized. We've taken cuisine as a whole, cooking. We've picked a cuisine. It's like, okay, well, in Indian cuisine, what do they do? Well, they cook with stuff like turmeric. Here's a set of spices they use, one of which is turmeric. Okay, so we've isolated spices. And these spices are things that we apply to the main thing, like meat, like mutton. Now, if we look at the culture of the Indian subcontinent, what we get is cows are sacred to them. They represent the goddess Lakshmi. They're believed by many different sects of Hinduism to be a reincarnation of the goddess Lakshmi, so they do not eat cow meat. Okay, but they do eat buffalo meat sometimes. Certain groups of people will, but certain groups won't. So, what I'm doing here is I'm using compartmentalization. I'm observing the thing, cooking. I'm observing a culture, and I'm making distinctions. The more distinctions I make, the more I've learned about the subject. For language is also another example. That's a passion of mine. Let's use an example. In English, we have two articles. The, like the door, or like a door. So a door, one door, the door points to a door. These are called articles. Now in German, they also do that. But every noun has a gender. And so like der Hund, the dog, die Katze, the cat. Now der and die both translate to the in English, but in English we don't have gendered version of the, so it translates back because our nouns technically are actually all in the masculine form, because we drop the feminine form, but that's a whole lecture for another time. What have I done here? I've compartmentalized language. I've picked a language, I've observed it, and I've made distinctions. So, and this can be applied to pretty much any category of life, and it should. Any area you want to develop mastery in, any area you want to work on, any area you want to obtain proficiency in, any area you want to do anything with it at all in life, first you observe it. You don't run in guns a-blazing without any telemetry. That's stupid. But you observe the thing, whatever it is, whether it's coffee making, whether it's languages, whether it's biology, any of this, you pick, you observe, you make distinctions, and then you refine those distinctions. In essence, you pick a category, and then you make ever finer compartments. And the more distinctions you make, in essence, the more compartments you make, the better knowledge you'll get. And that is, the more you can isolate reality, the more you quantify it, the more you know about it. And I'll release some more philosophical videos here, but you can basically keep on doing this. The more and more distinctions you make, the more and more you understand the thing. And that's really what I want to get at. That is overarching learning. Observe, make distinctions. Observe, make distinctions. Now, I can philosophically cover this by saying, now if we go into philosophy, don't be afraid to mess up. Don't be afraid to do all these things. We can say that all, but that's the philosophy of learning. What it actually is you are isolating something and you're making more and more distinct observations each time. And the more you do that, the more you understand it, and you can do it infinitely. I think I've covered what I wanted to cover here. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.